If you're running a construction or trades business turning over 1 million, 3 million, or maybe 5 million, and your business finances are in a mess, you've probably thought about fixing it. But here's the question you probably keep asking yourself. Is it worth it? Is it worth the hassle of untangling everything, switching accountants, rebuilding systems, or should you just keep pushing through? I'm Ahmed Abdul Qayyum, a chartered accountant and finance director for construction and trades firms and founder of Bluewater Accountants. And I'm going to be straight with you. Rebuilding your finance function properly isn't easy. It takes time, it takes investment, and it means changing how you've always done things. But here's what I also know. The cost of not fixing it is way higher than you realize. So in this video, I'm going to help you figure out whether it's time to rebuild. I'll show you the red flags that mean your finance function is broken, who this works for and who it doesn't, what rebuilding actually involves, and what's possible on the other side. Because if you're going to keep growing your business, your finance function needs to support that growth, not strangle it. So let me show you how to know if it's time to make a change. Alright, so let's start with the red flags because there are some clear signs that your finance function is broken and needs rebuilding. Red flag number 1, you only hear from your accountant at year end. They're totally reactive, never proactive. They file your accounts and tax returns, tick all the boxes, and then disappear for a year. You get those numbers 6 to 9 months after the year ends and way too late to actually do anything about them. If that's your situation, you don't have a finance partner, you have a compliance service. Red flag number 2, you have no proper work in progress or WIP reporting. Either your accountant doesn't do it at all or they send you something but can't explain what it means to you or how to use it. So you only find out months later whether a job has made money or lost money, and by then there's nothing you can do about it. Red flag number 3, you're constantly explaining construction to your accountant. They don't really understand CIS, they give you vague answers about the VAT domestic reverse charge, and they don't know what you mean when you say subbies, retentions, applications for payments. You end up teaching them about your industry instead of them understanding your world. Red flag number 4, no monthly management accounts or cash flow forecasts. You're checking your bank balance multiple times a day just to see where you stand. You're making decisions based on gut feel and not data. And cash flow surprises keep hitting you out of nowhere. And when you sit down with your accountant to discuss the numbers, you have no clue what they're talking about because they're talking in accounting jargon. And they make you feel stupid for simply asking for clarity. Red flag number 5. You're spending 15 to 20 hours a week on admin, invoicing, chasing payments, processing payments, reconciling accounts, sorting through receipts, and you're drowning in paperwork when you should be out winning projects and managing your business. If you're nodding along to even 2 or 3 of these, then you have a broken finance function and it's costing you time, money, and growth opportunities every single month it remains broken. But here's the hard truth. Not everyone should rebuild because rebuilding properly takes commitment, it takes investment, and it means letting go of how you've always done things. So let me be honest about who this works for and who it doesn't. Alright, so let's talk about who rebuilding your finance function actually works for. It works for an established UK construction or trades business turning over $500,000 to around 15 million a year. You've got volume, you've got complexity, and you've got enough moving parts that mean a proper finance system will make a massive difference. It works if you're drowning in admin and you want your time back. You're spending 15, maybe 20 hours a week on finance tasks when you should be focusing on your business. It works if you're ready to invest in systems that free up that time. It works if you're ready to actually let go and trust the process. You're not a micromanager who wants to control every single transaction. You're willing to delegate the finance function to people who know what they're doing. It works if you want to scale without the chaos. You've got ambitions to grow, maybe double, triple in turnover, but you know your current systems can't handle it, and you're ready to build the foundations that support growth. Now here's who it doesn't work for. It doesn't work if you're doing just under $500,000 in turnover because you might not have the volume yet to justify the investment. You might be better off with your year-end accountant or a solid bookkeeper and perhaps revisiting this in a year or two's time. And it doesn't work if you want to keep doing everything yourself. If you're a micromanager who can't let go, you'll fight the process the whole way. And honestly, you'll just waste your time and everyone else's time. It doesn't work if you're looking for a magic bullet that will fix everything overnight. Rebuilding properly takes time to implement fully. And if you're not willing to commit to that, it's not going to work. And it doesn't work if you're not willing to invest properly in your financial infrastructure. Proper systems cost money. If you're just looking for the cheapest option, you'll end up right back where you started. So here's a real question. Are you ready? Not just curious, not just thinking about it, actually ready to fix this properly? Alright, so if you're still with me, and if you're thinking, yes, this is me, I'm ready, let me show you what rebuilding your finance function actually looks like. First, it takes time. You're not going to flick a switch and everything will be fixed overnight. But here's the reality. The relief will be almost immediate. Within 60 days, we take the day-to-day off your plate. We get to work straight away on putting out the fires immediately. We handle all the payment runs, CIS returns, and take care of all compliance. The systems are set up and the chaos stops. Then over the following months, we keep building and refining everything until it's running smoothly and you have complete financial control. But here's the thing. Every month you wait, you're losing money. So yes, although the full transformation takes time, but you'll start feeling the relief almost immediately. Secondly, it means changing how you've always done things. You've probably been used to doing a lot of this yourself, logging into your bank multiple times a week, processing payments manually, chasing your accountant for information. Rebuilding means letting go of that. It means trusting someone else to handle payments, managing compliance, and maintaining your books. And for a lot of business owners, that's uncomfortable. But here's the reality. If you want to scale, you can't keep doing everything yourself. At some point, you have to delegate the finance function so you can focus on what you're actually good at. Third, there's an investment involved. Proper construction-specific finance systems cost money. So you could be looking at anything upwards from £1,000 to £5,000 per month. That's from 12 to 60 grand a year, depending on the size and complexity of your business, plus initial setup costs and data migration or transition. Now, I know that might sound a lot, but let me give you some alternatives. One way of looking at it is the return on investment, the ROI calculation. So what's the return on investment that you're getting? So if you're spending 20 hours per week on admin, that's costing you maybe around £400 per week at £20 an hour. But if your time winning projects and managing a team, that's maybe worth say £200 or £300 an hour. By freeing up 10 to 15 hours per week, you could be generating £2,000 to £3,000 of new business value per week. That's 100 to 200 grand per year opportunity cost that you're currently losing. Another way of looking at this is how much it will cost you to build an in-house finance team. A finance director in the UK costs anywhere between 80 to 150 grand a year. A bookkeeper maybe 25 to 35 grand. A payroll manager maybe 30 to 40 grand. Total in-house cost anywhere between 130 to 225 grand a year. And that's before recruitment, training, office space, management overheads, and all the hidden costs like employer national insurance, pensions, sicknesses and holidays, and staff turnover. So the investment in a virtual finance department, it pays for itself multiple times over, and you don't take on any stress, just peace of mind. Fourthly, the right partner, not just an accountant. A specialist virtual finance department for construction businesses. Someone who understands CIS, retentions, work in progress, project-based cash flow. Someone who's proactive, not reactive. Someone who can handle all compliance work, including tax planning, and is invested in your growth. Because if you rebuild with the wrong partner, you'll just end up with a different version of the same problem. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, this is exactly what I need, but I don't know where to start, I've got you. I've put together a construction finance health check, and it takes about 3 minutes to complete. And it'll show you exactly where your finance function is now, where the gaps are, and what needs to happen next. The link's in the description below if you want it, but let me show you what the rebuilding process actually looks like, because we've done this many times over. Alright, so let me show you how we actually rebuild finance functions for construction businesses. We've developed the Bluewater finance system, our proprietary 5-step framework that every client goes through. Step 1 is the discovery phase. We start by figuring out what's broken and what needs fixing first in your finance system. It usually starts with our construction finance health check. We review your current systems, identify the quick wins and the fires that need putting out. That will make an immediate impact. And we map out a clear roadmap for your finance function. This isn't about ripping everything out on day one. It's all about understanding where you are and creating a plan to get you where you need to be. The second step is stabilize. This is about putting the fires out. We identify the immediate fires that need putting out. We get cash flow and compliance back under control. We fix the urgent stuff, clear the backlogs, and get you to a stable baseline so you're not constantly in crisis mode. Step 3 is the foundations. This is where we rebuild your systems that you can trust. A proper chart of accounts in Xero that's tailored for construction, CIS and VAT done right, solid bookkeeping routines, WIP templates or work in progress templates, cash flow models that actually work for construction, and year-end compliance all under control. These are the foundations that everything else is built on. Step 4 is growth. Now you're getting real-time visibility. You can see your cash position, your profit, and your project performance in real time. You're not just checking your bank balance, hoping everything's okay. You actually know where you stand. Step 5 is the accelerate phase. This is about turning numbers into action. We embed proper reporting rhythms, accurate forecasts, and forward planning so you can confidently take on bigger projects and scale sustainably. And the result? A finance function that runs without you, clarity, control, and confidence without the constant firefighting. Now, what makes this different from a generic accountant? Everything we do is built specifically for construction. We understand how your industry actually works, CIS, retention, subbies, project-based cash flow, and we're proactive, not reactive. We spot issues before they become problems, and we combine advisory with compliance. So we're not just filing returns, we're helping you plan ahead. Look at Athena Commercial Interiors. They came to us as a startup, and we built these systems for them from day one. And they did 4.7 million in year 1, 20% growth in year 2, and now they're on track to triple revenue in year 3. They didn't wait for a crisis to get it right. They built it properly from the start. But here's the thing, you don't need to be a startup to have this. If you're already established and your finances are in a mess, we can help rebuild it. We've done this many times over. So here's a real question you need to ask yourself. It's not, can I afford to rebuild my finance function? It's actually, can I afford not to? Because every month you struggle with broken systems, you're losing opportunities. Projects you could win if you had the time. Growth you could achieve if you had the clarity. Peace of mind you could have if you had the proper support. So let me paint you 2 pictures. Picture 1, imagine you chose not to rebuild. You keep pushing through and you keep spending 15 to 20 hours per week or more on admin, and you keep checking your bank balance multiple times a day. You keep getting surprised with VAT bills and cash flow crunches you never expected, and you keep wondering where all the profit went. And in 2 years' time, you're probably still the same size if you're lucky enough to survive the cash crunches. Maybe you've grown a bit, but you're working harder than ever. You're still drowning in paperwork. You still can't take a proper holiday because everything falls apart when you step away. Picture 2. Imagine you rebuild properly. You invest the time untangling the mess and building proper systems. It's uncomfortable at first. You have to let go of doing everything yourself, and you have to trust someone else with your finances. But in 2 years' time, you've doubled, maybe tripled in size. You're working 15 to 20 hours less per week on admin. You always know your cash position. You're making decisions based on data and not gut feel. And you can confidently take on bigger projects because you have the systems to support your growth. And most importantly, you've built a business that funds your lifestyle instead of consuming it. That's what's possible when you rebuild properly, because it requires commitment, it requires investment, and it requires working with the right partner who actually understands construction. So let me ask you, are you ready to rebuild your finance function properly? If the answer is yes, the first step is understanding exactly where you are now and what needs to happen next. Take the Construction Finance Health Check. It's free and takes about 3 minutes to complete. You'll get an instant snapshot showing you where your finance function is strong and where it's bleeding money. The link's in the description below, and if you complete it and you're doing over $500,000 in turnover, I'll personally review your results with you on a 30-minute call. We'll look at your specific setup and I'll tell you exactly what needs fixing first. No sales pitch, just an honest conversation about whether rebuilding makes sense for you. Now here's the thing. We only take on 2 to 3 new construction clients every month. Why, you may ask? Because we're hands-on with every single client. We're not a factory churning out accounts. We're a boutique partnership that's actually invested in your business for your success and actually cares about your results. Right now, we have a few spots available for this quarter. If you want one, book now. Because imagine cutting your admin time in half. Imagine knowing your cash position. Imagine making decisions based on data and not guesswork. Imagine scaling without the chaos. That's exactly what's possible when you have the right systems and the right partner. Take the assessment, see where you stand, and let's figure out if it's time to rebuild. And if this video was helpful, then don't forget to check out my other videos on construction finance on this channel, and also hit subscribe because I have a new video coming out every week, so you'll be the first to know about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.